Hey, welcome to the recap of the message and also to Life Point. We're so glad that you're here. You're part of the Life Point tonight. We're in the last message of our Esther series, Discovering Your Purpose. And there's something in each and every one of us that loves the story of comeback and reversals, and how when it seems like a situation that was impossible or seemed impossible, how it reverses and something good comes out of it. One of those stories I talked about Sunday was the story of Bernie Marcus, who was the son of an immigrant Russian cabinet maker. And in 1978, he was fired from his job and went on to start his own business, which became Home Depot. And what a really powerful story of reversal. And the story of Esther is really like that. It's a story of God taking a bad situation and turning it around. And there's something that's in us that's drawn to that. Maybe it's because of our own stories. But here's what I've found a lot of times is that we love those stories. We love to hear about those stories, read about those stories. But when it comes to our own story, we question and we doubt whether our story, our situation could ever turn around. We experience things in our lives. We experience pain and disappointment and struggles. And we wonder, we question, can God really turn things around? Can He really make something good out of this bad situation? And so we struggle with that. We struggle with that question. And, you know, the whole book of Esther can really be summed up with one verse. And that's the verse I want to look at tonight. It's in Romans 8, chapter 28. And it says, all things work together for good to those who love God and are called according to His purpose. What a powerful promise. That all things work together for good to those who love God and are called according to His purpose. That is the thing that you and I hold on to, because the reality is, as just living on this earth, you and I, we're going to face pain. We're going to face struggles, because pain is a part of life. Pain is a part of this world. It's a part of the brokenness of this world because of sin. And pain is going to come into our lives in some form, some fashion, comes into everyone's life. But the promise for believers, the promise for those who are loving God and are called according to His purpose, that promise is that God is going to take everything, no matter what it is, no matter how painful, He's going to take it and He's going to turn it around. We looked at Joseph in that story of how God was able to reverse things and turn things around. And what he said in chapter 50, he said, you meant this for evil, but God meant it for good, for the saving of many lives. You know, God, I believe, is positioning us for His purpose. And our pain is part of that positioning. God uses the pain in our life. He doesn't bring the pain into our lives. He doesn't do that to us. He doesn't hurt us. But He takes what the enemy tries to use for evil, because he's out to steal, kill, and destroy. And He takes those things and He uses them for good. That's the amazing grace of God, how He can take something that the enemy means for evil and basically turns it into a club to beat the enemy's head with. And I've watched it happen in my life so many times. The pain and the disappointment, the things that have come into my life, as I've surrendered it to Him, as I've released it to Him, He's able to take it and use it for good. And He's able to actually transform people's lives because of it. And so what a powerful promise from God. That's what the story of Esther has been about. You know, so we've talked about how God has a plan, and therefore we have purpose, and our purpose requires our participation. And then last week, our purpose requires our persistence. And this week we looked at really how pain is part of that purpose, and how God uses our pain to mold us and to position us and to perfect the purpose in our life. And I want to encourage you, whatever you're going through, whatever circumstance, whatever situation, whatever season you find yourself right now, don't embrace the pain and hold on to it, but surrender it to Him. He can turn your situation around if you'll turn your situation over to Him. But if you hold on to it and you're trying to hold on to the broken dreams, it just basically stops your faith. It halts your faith. It puts it on pause. don't allow that. Give it to the Lord and let Him work His purpose in your life. He loves you, and His plan for you is great. And let Him fulfill that purpose in you. Keep moving on. Keep going forward. Have a great week. God bless you.